All right, we are here with senior outside linebacker Marty Strey. Marty, you come into this season, you have a really good group in the outside linebacker group, yourself included. What is that like when you're going through a competition and just everybody trying to push each other to get into that starting rotation at that outside linebacker spot?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I think going into my 5th year, I've been through a lot of outside backer rooms, and this one definitely is one of the deepest that we've had. In terms of the bond that we have, too, it's one of the closest. You know, we're all great buddies. There's really no divide between the older and the younger guys in the room. I think that really helps in terms of competition, like you said. You know, we've got a captain in our room, in Nick Herbig. We've got a lot of guys in there who are fighting for spots, and it's all healthy competition. It's making the room better. So,
sure. Yeah, this organization of like-minded brothers. We've seen Nick and Coach April put that out there. Just when did that start, and what's that kind of mean for you guys?
Yeah, it's something Coach April came up with, I think, a few years ago. You know, day one syllabus stuff. You come in, outside backer, organization of like-minded brothers, and I think, you know, what Coach is trying to do there is really bring everyone together. Like, we're all, you know, really good athletes. We're in that room for a reason, handpicked by Coach April. And, you know, what he wants is a close-knit group that's going to push each other to be the best outside backer room in the nation. So when you say organization of like-minded brothers, all guys with one goal, you know, looking for the best way to help the team. So.
For sure. And when you got the energy you guys have with guys like Nick and Daryl, yourself, just is it easy to bond like that just because you know how many upbeat guys you have in that room?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. You feed off of that, right? You feed off of that. Nick brings great energy every day. We got guys on the sidelines bringing great energy every day, and it's contagious, right? Not just from the outside linebacker room, but the defense as a whole. And you see when a guy makes a play, we celebrate, right? We play off each other, for each other, with each other. That's something Coach Chris talks about all the time. But for the outside linebacker room specifically, we put it on ourselves to bring great energy every day.
For sure. You mentioned being a 5th-year guy, and Coach Chris sat down in Indianapolis for Big Ten Media Days that you're a guy that maybe hasn't played a ton yet in his career, but is a leader for this team, the whole team, not just the defense. What's that mean to you that not only have that respect from your teammates, but that your coaches recognize that?
Yeah, obviously very appreciative that Coach Chris views me in that light. It's something that I pride myself on, something I've worked really hard to grow and shape myself into a leader of this team. You know, like he said, I haven't played a lot of downs, but I take a lot of pride in what I do, and I'll do whatever I can for this team, whether it's, you know, play 0 snaps or just play scout team or whatever it is. So it's something I pride myself on, and I appreciate having the respect of my peers and that they trust me to lead them. You know, being a 5th-year guy, you really understand how special Wisconsin is, and as someone who was born here, raised here, I really appreciate Wisconsin football, and so I'll do whatever I can to help lead these guys.
For sure. And you mentioned it being from here. I want to go back to your high school and your recruiting situation, with this being the walk-on series. Coming out of Sun Prairie, what was the recruiting profile like for you? What were some of the offers? What were some of the opportunities that were in front of you coming out of high school?
Sure. I really only had one scholarship offer coming out of high school. It's from North Dakota. I had some interest from Ivy League schools as well, that if you know, I was pursuing a walk-on from Big Ten schools, but if that didn't work, I was going to try to go to the Ivy League. My college admission process was short, because when Wisconsin offered me a walk-on spot in the first week of that 2017 fall, I took it and never looked back. Knew that, you know, it's a storied walk-on tradition that I have. You know, it's a very prestigious walk-on tradition here, and to be a part of that, to help lead these guys, like I said earlier, it means a lot, and to understand who came before us, who set the groundwork for us walk-ons to be here. You know, you've got guys like Jack Sitchie out here helping us every day, coming back. Just shows you how special this program is. So to be a part of that, even as a young 18-year-old, 17-year-old kid, I knew how special the walk-on journey was. So I appreciate that a lot.
You mentioned that tradition, and that's something, part of the reason we're doing this series. What is that experience like as a freshman when you come in as a walk-on? Is it different than the rest of the class, or how do they set it up for walk-ons to come into this program?
That's the crazy thing is I've got buddies who play football over the country, and you talk to them and you hear stories about how walk-ons are treated. When we get in here, we're treated just like everyone else. You know, there's obviously, it's just, I mean, when you walk in that locker room, you look into your left and your right, you don't know who's a scholarship guy, who's a walk-on. You know, I've heard stories of guys who are in their 4th, 5th year get put on scholarship, and their locker neighbor's like, wait a minute, you were a walk-on? You know, they had no idea, right? So it's something that's really special. You get in here, you get, you know, just about equal opportunity to earn your right on that field. In the weight room, in the meeting room, you're getting treated roughly the same. And it's something special. It's unique to Wisconsin, and it's why we have such a storied walk-on tradition here. So.